Hello. Today we'll be going over business communication and specifically business communication in Turkey. Turkey is a very conservative and high context culture of business that they really value relationships, trust, and respect before greed and power, which will be a common theme throughout this presentation. And I think greediness and power are the two biggest aspects of the United States business. And I fairly enjoy that I can see how other countries run and how they can be just as successful without having such kind of selfish motives and culture. So let's get started. I'm going to start by going over the demographics of Turkey. I think all of this will come back into play, but I think it is very important to understand just some numbers of Turkey. I'll go over a few of these. The population is roughly 82 million. Religiously, roughly 99% of Turkey is Islamic. I think understanding Ramadan is very important in Turkey. So understanding the rituals and what people have to go through and kind of do religiously through that holiday is very important and something you really have to understand before visiting. Roughly 90% of Turkey speaks Turkish. That also comes into play as it is very important to understand their language or just some words or phrases. That I think that's very important. One thing I really respect about Turkey is the average household size is almost 1.4 points higher than the United States. I think it comes to show how much Turkey respects family and the values of family and sticking together. Gender roles in Turkey, me and my partner realized how important that was to the Turkish. There are some things that I don't necessarily agree with, and a lot of it comes from like conservative beliefs. I think some of them play out and work well in that society, but it is exemplified by men who can be abusive or really rely on their wife to do all the homework while they work and provide for the family. There is right now a decline of women's rights. In a sample collected by Section and Terrell, males expressed more conservative views than females. 60% of males agreed with the view that the head of the household is the husband, while 54% agreed that women should prefer to the silent instead of discussing with their husbands. And 52% agreed that husbands should decide how the family earnings go. And all of these percentages that I tell you come into play because females only saw it as 37%, 21%, and 18%. So I think there's a big divide in how men dominate their wives, and especially how they think of women. Just some men's characteristics that are provided are assertiveness, dominance, strong personalities, and head of households, while women's characteristics are kind of sad to hear, but emotional, sympathetic, passive, and understanding. And I think it is sad seeing how much men rule that society. And even in the graph provided, you see that there is a very small amount of of business owners that are female compared to male. Business relationships in Turkey are extremely important. I think all of this comes into play with just reading the room in Turkey. It is not super strict on certain things, but as long as you can build trusting relationships, that is the number one thing that I've seen in all my research of Turkey is before making deals and making profits, businesses want to see and have a good relationship with different partners and things. Just some specific things that might be a little bit more strict are respecting ranks and authority and calling the Turkish by their profession. So you always want to add, if someone is a doctor, you always want to add Dr. Michael or something like that. Dining etiquette is really important. Turkish people really enjoy social outings, and obviously because of building relationships, you have to do other things other than meet in the office. So going out to eat is very important to them. While eating, you want to eat slowly and enjoy drinks. Smoking is also very important. Not important, I would say, but a very common theme and a common thing to do in Turkey. So breaks are taken at dinner, often to smoke. Politeness is, I think, something that the U.S. does really well, can do well during nice dinners and things, and that's very important in Turkey as well. The host generally pays. I would say probably 90% of the time, as I was looking at most of the articles. Just some normal foods to the right are kofti, which are Turkish meatballs, and manti, which are mini raviolis. Greetings are pretty necessarily important in Turkey, as first impressions are extremely important. Just like the United States, shaking hands, not crossing arms, and prioritizing eye contact is very important. On the contrary, kissing on the cheek is a little different, and standing while elders walk into the room. Like I said before, respecting ranks and the elderly is extremely important in Turkey. And I think that's something you really want to go in with a fresh mindset on. And that just comes with reading the room. If you see other people are standing when an elderly walks in, just follow suit and you will be good communicating in the business world in Turkey. Meeting etiquette, just like I said before, having politeness, not crossing your arms or putting your hands in your pocket. A little different thing they do is if you nod your head forward, it typically means yes. And if you nod your head backwards, it typically means no. Eye contact is obviously important. Staring, something I found really strange, is considered normal. I think as they really like respect and building these relationships, I think to them, to the Turkish, watching their surroundings, watching how people act is important to them, and it's big to them. Just like I said below, getting personal is normal. So you might get a little uncomfortable at first, but I think you'll ease into it. So you just have to get used to it, and everything will be okay. They are really nice people. Business attire, it's pretty like the United States. For men, conservative suits. For women, just this kind of similar. They're a little bit more strict on women and wearing skirts, or really like long skirts or pants. A little thing different is they enjoy home meetings and meeting big families, as building the trusting relationships are important. You have to bring clean socks while you meet people, while you meet families and stuff, as you typically take off your shoes there, and you might be provided even like shoes, so you don't want to go in with stinky feet. It's kind of silly to say, but it is something funny. It's something you have to be aware of. If you're visiting, you do want to check the weather. During the summers, it can get very hot, and during the winters, it can get extremely cold. So you do want to be aware of everything before you go in, weather-wise. Just to wrap things up, the top recommendations if traveling to Turkey are: be clear with your intentions and goals while in meetings or in any meeting or anything with Turkish people. Don't skirt around anything. Be straight up with them. Be honest. Respect your guests as always. And also, negotiation is a very big thing in Turkey. They won't, obviously, like I said before, they do get offended easily, but if you negotiate, that is considered a normal business ideal and something that won't be judged there. Don't humiliate anyone publicly or privately. There is freedom of speech, but it is limited there, and someone can put you in jail, or there can be issues with that. there isn't a freedom of press there. So a lot of the times, or it is one of the biggest countries for um, what is the name of it? For reporters to get arrested. And then lastly, just being confident in yourself is extremely important to the Turkish. Um, Understanding all of these things before you go to Turkey is important, and just being confident. Don't put your head down, keep eye contact, and you will be okay there.